March 11th, Tampa Bay Derby Day. With my father-in-law Ed, my good friend Anya and her husband Jack. Here's a recap of Saturday, March the 11th, Tampa Bay Derby Day, where it was probably, to this point, the best Saturday racing adventure day of the winter. Just had a great time with Anya and Jack and my father-in-law Ed. So the first bet came in the opener at Tampa, where I like number 1, Financial Freedom. The key to the race was a horse by the name of China Prince, who two-back had beat Financial Freedom by a neck when Financial Freedom was 4-5. Well, China Prince had beaten nearly everyone else in the field by multiple lengths, and I thought that made Financial Freedom the obvious choice. Right to the front.
Financial Freedom with the lead. Tempeito shoots through from between horses. Up on the outside is To the Stars as they turn for home. 3/16 of a mile to run. Financial Freedom is trying to take them start to finish. Tempeito and Jose Ferreira, the only one with a chance.
Financial Freedom in the opener. I like Financial Freedom. Wire to wire. First win. Had my first win at Tampa. The next winner came in the second race at Gulfstream. This was a maiden claiming race for 3-year-olds, a very, very weak group, and that made the favorite, number 8, Sparky's Surprise, even more obvious. On the drop down from 25,000 to 12,500, he just looked tons the best, stalked the pace into the turn.
And the lead turning for home. Sparky Surprise is set to the drive for Gaffleone second. Embrace Grace floats him out, back fourth and on the outside. That's a run from High Mischief, 3/16 to go. Here's Sparky Surprise to take on Nico's on the run, and Sparky Surprise is on to the front. Nico's on the run can only watch and wonder, while second, back third is Embrace Grace. Sparky Surprise driven clear. Sparky Surprise wins.
And I had 2 wins. The next winner came back at Tampa live, where I like number 4, Egyptian Hero, in an entry-level allowance race for 3-year-olds. A month ago, Egyptian Hero had broken his maiden here at Tampa for Todd Pletcher and just had been really impressive that day. I didn't think that there was anyone that was like really a star today, and so even though he was facing first-time winners, I thought he was much the best. John Velasquez on board. Went off as the 6-5 favorite, stalked into the stretch.
With a quarter of a mile to run, now the 2 favorites will go at it. The Cookie Man trying to take them start to finish. Egyptian Hero in full stride on the outside and now runs at the leader second. With a furlong to run, it's still the Cookie Man in front. Egyptian Hero on the outside.
Egyptian Hero! Up in time! Todd Pletcher's Egyptian Hero, up in time. I had my second winner, as did my father-in-law Edwin, and Jack and Anya both cashed on the exacta. The 7th at Gulfstream was an entry-level allowance, and typically I don't like to bet cheaper horses running right back after winning. But Prudhoe Bay looked to be the favorite. Not only had he won impressively last time out, but last time out he was claimed by Safi Joseph, who's winning at nearly 40% with those kind of moves, and he's winning at nearly 40% overall here at the meet. He stalked the pace into the stretch, 3 wide, made his move.
For the opening half mile. On the outside in Town Policy for a short lead. On the far outside, and Prudhoe Bay just keeps coming, and Prudhoe Bay is up to take the lead now. Town Policy and Harry He, then back to the outside, Wild Good, Express Jet, and Social Roy. To the wire, drawing away Stable, and Safi Joseph have 2. Here's the 2, Prudhoe Bay.
And I had my 4th winner on the day. I came right back in the 8th at Gulfstream. It was another entry-level allowance, this one for 3-year-olds, but this one was on the turf. And I like number 7, Mo Maverick. He'd come off the shelf to score in a dominant fashion when trying to turf for the first time, came right back to beat Allowance Company, And then last time out at Aqueduct, on the main track, he was a sharp second, despite the fact that he was off the turf. Well, today, back on the surface I knew that he liked, the crowd wasn't fooled. They sent him off at even money.
Mo Maverick has the lead. Racing from second is Yorkton on the far outside. Here's the run coming from last by Ancient Warfare. Just to his inside is Quality Emperor as they cut for the wire. Mo Maverick still has the lead, and he leads it by 2.5. On the far outside, Ancient Warfare. Quality Emperor tries to split horses with Avies Mesa. To the wire, it's Mo Maverick to win it. Mo Maverick by 3.5.
The 8th at Tampa was the Challenger Stakes. And on paper, Todd Pletcher's Stanford just was a standout. I told everyone in the group, I'm like, if he runs this race today, he's tons the best. The problem is, I've seen him a couple times, just doesn't fire at all. Jack and I went down to the rail. They broke right out of the gate. Stanford went right to the front.
On the long shot, number 4.
As they hit the far turn, he was in complete command.
And now bumps the margin of a length and a half. Amy Splatter under an all-out ride, as well as Adriatic King. Under an all-out ride toward the rail now, racing along third. Then it's 2.5 lengths farther back. Ruffolo is all in fourth. As they turn for home, 3/16 of a mile to run. Stanford, and he's still on cruise control. Adriatic King is there toward the rail, and Amy Splatter is up on the outside. Set down for the drive with a furlong still to run. It's Stanford.
Challenger Stakes. I really like Todd Pletcher's Stanford, number 2. Wire to wire, track record time. 3rd win today.
And I had my 6th winner on the day. The 9th at Gulfstream is my 3rd winner in a row at Gulfstream. It was a claiming event going 6 furlongs. And as I mentioned in my analysis, I can't tell you how many times I've seen George Navarro claim a horse, move him up in class. They run evenly, drops them right back down, and they win impressively. Such was the case today with number 6, Starship Apollo. I was surprised, though, the crowd let him go off at 4-1. He made his move inside on the rail to save ground. As they went into the stretch, he slid off the rail into the open.
After Hay Bears, they run to the top of the stretch. My Johnny Be Good, 1/4 mile from home and with the lead. Starship Apollo tipping off the fence to try to make a charge. Moving at the inside and Flashing Cat over the top and Shere Khan into the drive. We have 4 chances. Flashing Cat up for a short lead. Starship Apollo with momentum on the outside. These two go on. My Johnny Be Good back third, then Shere Khan. Here's Starship Apollo at Flashing Cat. Starship Apollo, Flashing Cat digs deep. Starship Apollo wins.
Paid $10.40, got back nearly $30 on my 7th winner of the day. The 9th at Tampa was the Grade 3 Florida Oaks for 3-year-old fillies, and it was my bet of the day. It was ironic that early in the day, Anya had turned to me and said, I read all the material you gave us, and I thought it was interesting that you said the one jockey seems to never win for you. And I said, yes, and he's writing for me today, and my best bet of the day. That was here with La Coronel. She made her move coming off the turn. Into the stretch, she had the lead. Here came the close. Photo finish. You can't really blame Leperoux for that, but I do. Moved too soon. It was a perfectly timed ride by the winner. Racing action at Santa Anita began, and Santa Anita, this was like their Fountain of Youth Day, like we had here at Gulfstream last week, with a lot of derby preps and stakes races. And the first bet of the day was in the 4th, a maiden special weight going 5.5 furlongs. I like number 6, Paradise Woods.
She's a chatty cat just from Moon Kitty and True Testament getting up on the inside for Castellano. Paradise Woods of the White Cappers coming home well. In fact, she goes up strongly. True Testament through along the inside. These are the two to pair off and fight it out. Paradise Woods, True Testament with a 16th to go. Paradise Woods blasts away. Paradise Woods impressively in hand late for Pratt by 4 or 5 lengths.
The The fifth at Santa Anita was the San Felipe, a grade 2, and this was their final prep race for the Santa Anita Derby. The only question for me was Undefeated Mastery from the Bob Baffert barn ready to fire first off the shelf? And as I put in my analysis, it's been my experience that when they've got 3-year-olds lightly raced and they're undefeated, they're pretty careful about where they spot them. If you'd already had a loss, then maybe they were running him to get a race in him and were pointing for the Santa Anita Derby. When they're undefeated like this, they like to keep that record unblemished. Mastery went right to the front.
Vending machine term of art at the quarter pole. Gormley is struggling in between Mastery and Iliad. It's Mastery with the lead swinging for home. Iliad, the San Vicente winner, is trying hard to get on terms. Gormley has given way. Term of art a distant fourth. Mastery has moved clear with an 8th left to go. Iliad is floundering in the final furlong of this 1.16 test. And Mastery is strolling away with the San Felipe. Mastery, Baffert winning the race for the 6th time.
And I had my 9th winner on the day. My final win of the day came in the 11th race at Santa Anita, the China Doll on the turf for 3-year-olds. I looked at the race and I wasn't real fond about anyone in here. Kind of like the favorite, and then I read Brad Free's analysis, and he is the only major public handicapper, now that Dave Lifton has retired, but when he says this is my best bet, I sit up and take notice. That's what he said about number 5, Sir Cat Sally. His quote was, "She's the fastest, she's undefeated, and she's the most probable winner on the card." So I went with Brad Free. I doubled
Spots
the bet.
coming to the quarter pole. Beau Recall starting to come home well, gets to midfield out wide in the white cap. Sir Cat Sally strolls past Miss Sunset in upper stretch. The favourite opening up a 2.5 length lead. La Force Bernina Star coming on. Miss Sugars is sneaking through an opening one off the rail. And Beau Recall still finishing well, but Sir Cat Sally in front by 3. Beau Recall finding the line with tremendous strength, but Sir Cat Sally keeps going about her business of winning races.
And so for the day, I had 10 wins from 22 picks, and I had 5 seconds, including my best bet of the day at Tampa Bay, where La Coronel finished second in a photo finish, and then in the 2 later races at Santa Anita and at Gulfstream. I couldn't believe I finished second, but it's the way my racing luck had gone. In the feature race at Gulfstream, it was the Silk's Run, and Power Alert was a perfect 5 for 5 over the course. Went off as the 4 to 5 favorite. Not today. Right back in the grade 1 Triple Bend at Santa Anita, where Masochistic, Brad Freed said he's probably the fastest sprinter in the country, and I think he is. He was the lone speed and was a perfect 3 for 3 at the distance. Cruising into the stretch, caught by 19 to 1 Denman's Call, who I'd had last time out, where he lost as the favorite. Go figure. Still, 10 wins today. It was a great day. Really enjoyed being there in Tampa for their big day of racing. The next big adventure, Florida Derby weekend. Florida Derby Day is April the 1st.